Hey guys, welcome back to Dance Online, day number, can't remember what day, I think it's Tuesday, so let's say happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a nice Easter. I've had loads of requests to do some foot exercises, so I thought I'd share some with you guys today. For these exercises I use a TheraBand and also a tennis ball, so if you guys have either of these things, please grab them now. If you don't have any of the equipment, it doesn't matter, you guys can still join in with these exercises, okay? So let's get going and I'll show you how we start. So we are sitting down on the floor. You guys can have socks on or socks off at the minute, it doesn't really matter. We're going to start with both legs out in front of you. Feet are going to be in parallel. Oh my god, I've got a hole in my sock. Haha, sorry guys, hole in the sock. Okay, so you're going to have your feet flexed. You're also going to have your legs completely straight, so no gaps underneath the knees. If you need to sit against a wall to help with you sitting, then you may do that. You're going to have your feet flexed. You're going to roll through the feet and stretch them as much as you can. You're going to hold for 5 seconds. You're then going to curl the toes back up and roll back through the feet until they're flexed. You're going to do this 10 times. So you're going to roll down, point them as much as you can, hold for 5 seconds, 2, 1, and toes up and flex. Hold them. Push them as far as you can. It's okay if you get cramp. Toes lifted and up. Make sure you are sitting up as tall as you can when you do this. Try and remember your posture. Also push those knees down as much as you can. Don't worry if you're not stretching too much. If your feet aren't too close to the floor yet, that doesn't matter. Just working at your best is absolutely fine. Toes lifted and flex. I've lost count, I think I'm on 6. Cool, let's do 3 more. It also doesn't matter that your feet aren't together at this point either, so as you can see I've got a small gap in between my feet. That's absolutely fine as well. The feet are still working nice and hard. You want to make sure that when you're pointing your feet, so when you're in this position, make sure that both sides are equal and that they're both tracking in the right direction. So you don't want to sickle the feet, you also don't want to fish the feet, okay? So you want to make sure that both sides of the feet are equal and that they are parallel and facing the correct way. Really keep a close eye on those feet. Toes lifted and up. Good, and then just give your legs a bit of a shake. Cool, so that's our first exercise to get our feet nice and warm, okay? The next exercise I like to do is with a TheraBand, and again, if you don't have a TheraBand, you can do this exercise without one, but if you do, that's great. I'll use this foot actually so you can see it a little bit clearer. So I'm going to wrap the band around the ball of the foot. That's it. The closer you hold the band to the foot, the more control you have over it. So obviously if I hold it further back here, I have less control. So I'm going to hold it a little bit closer, and it also pulls the band a little bit tighter. My foot is flexed. Just relax the leg you're not using for now. I'm going to point my foot as much as I can in the band. And then from here, I'm going to do what I call toe sit-up. So I'm going to flex and point just my toes. So as you can see, I've stretched my ankle fully, well at my furthest, okay? And then I'm just flexing and pointing the end of my foot. So if I take the band off, you can see what I mean. So from here, I'm just flexing and pointing my toes, okay? Do 10 toe sit-ups. And then flex the foot. You may feel some crunching, you might hear some clicking. That's perfectly normal. As long as you don't feel any sharp pain, you're all good. If you do feel sharp pain, please just stop, okay? I would recommend repeating that 5 times. And then you'll do the same on the other foot. Cool. The next one I like to do without a band is the Mexican wave through the foot. So you're rolling through the foot, and now from there I'm pulling up the knuckles of my feet to come back up. So I'm getting this ripple effect, okay, with my foot. It's working all of the metatarsals and all the muscles in the front of this foot, okay? So you peel it back back up and down. So imagine I've picked something off the floor, like a marble or something, and I'm squeezing it in between my toes, and I'm carrying it all the way to the top and back down. If you do have any marbles or anything, you can try this, picking it up, rolling it and up. Let's do 10 of these. So they're just some strengthening exercises. Another nice strengthening exercise is a Mexican wave with your toes. So let me take the socks off. I actually can't really do this one very well, but I will try and explain it so you guys can practice. So Mexican wave, if I was to use my hand as a demonstration, you're going to Mexican wave through each toe. So you're going to try and isolate each toe one at a time. Yeah, so you're just getting all the muscles to isolate each toe to work through the feet, okay? It takes quite a lot of brain power and a lot of concentration. If you look at your feet, it like sends signals from your brain to your feet. It sounds mad, but it does work. You might find that one way is easier than the other, but you're going to try and put each toe down individually. So little toe, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, and big toe. Like my little toe goes at the same time as my fourth toe. So you're going to try and do 5 one way and then 5 the other way. Don't give up either, guys. Don't just be like, oh, I can't do it. Okay, really try and use that brain power. If you use your fingers as well, that can kind of help because they kind of replicate your toes as well, so your brain kind of understands what's going on. Okay, so that's a challenge for you guys. Again, make sure you do that on both feet, please. Okay, another strengthening exercise. You can use toilet roll. I know it's precious at the moment, but maybe you could steal some. If not, you can use your TheraBand. I'm going to put your foot at the end of your TheraBand. You're not going to lift the foot off the floor. The only thing you're going to use is your toes, and you're going to try and scrunch your band all the way in without lifting the heel off the floor. So you're really working these metatarsals here, okay? You guys can like set a timer, make it a race if there's more, if you can get your mum and dad involved and stuff at home. Set yourself a challenge, see how quick you can get it on one foot and see if you can beat it with the other foot. Okay, and make sure you scrunch it so that it's all the way in. And that's another nice strengthening exercise as well for you guys, okay? You can do that a few times on each foot, just once. You guys can decide, okay? And then a little mobility exercise for your feet. You can just, if I face sideways, you can see what I mean. You just tuck the toes underneath you and apply a little bit of pressure. So you're stretching the whole front of this foot. Again, make sure you're not sickling or fishing the foot. Make sure both sides are tracking evenly in parallel. So apply a little bit of pressure. You're then going to go onto the balls of the feet. I'm going to push that heel far over in that height on that instep. Make sure all 5 toes are spread evenly along the floor. And then you'll repeat again. So you should feel a nice stretch across the front of the foot. Push that instep. Good, and then do the other side. Push that instep. Make sure all 5 toes, I was going to say 5 feet then, 5 toes are along the floor. Okay, well done. Okay, if you have a tennis ball or like a spiky ball that you would use in like yoga or Pilates, that's absolutely fine. Or a golf ball, anything really that's quite firm that you can roll your feet on. I just like to roll my foot from your toe to your heel and release any tension in the feet. Mine click all the time, but you might find some really tense areas in the arch of the foot. That's totally normal. Try and roll all around the foot, all around the heel and the balls of the feet. I always recommend doing 1 foot at a time, playing football in it. Recommend doing 1 foot at a time and then just standing with your feet in parallel and just noticing the difference between each foot. You should feel like one is lighter, more grounded. Cool, so just take a minute to notice the difference in both feet. Good, and then just repeat on the other side. And then just notice the difference. Well, there shouldn't be much difference. They should kind of feel the same now. Good. And the very last thing I like to do, those that take class with me will know that I love doing this, even though I hate feet, is just giving your feet a nice little massage, okay? So using your thumbs, just massaging the arch of the foot, also over the bridge of the foot, holding all 5 toes and just mobilising them forwards and backwards as well. We often forget to look after our feet because, I don't know why, we just always forget about them. But they help us with everything, with our walking, with our running, any exercise, but especially our dancing. Those of you that do like point work and things, they get battered. So it's really, really important that you look after your feet. I would always recommend doing like a little massage or like a strengthening or stretching of your feet, like at least once a day if you're doing a lot of dancing, if not maybe like twice a week, something like that. It will only take 10-15 minutes of your evening to do, and it does always feel so much better. It helps with all other joint pain too, so like if you have pain in your knees or your back, sometimes the pain comes from your feet because you have too much tension in the arch of your foot. So it's really important that everybody looks after their feet, not just dancers. So if you know that your mum has a bad back, get her to do these too, see if it makes any difference. So just moving the foot. Cool. And then swapping over other side. Obviously it goes without saying, please wash your hands after you've been playing with your feet because it's pretty gross. Even if you've got socks on, make sure you wash them afterwards anyway. Again guys, if you feel any like major pain, please just stop. It should feel quite relaxing. If some of you guys are squeamish with feet or you just don't like them, try to think about something else while you're doing this. Try and take your mind off it because you'll be grateful for it afterwards. Or just mobilising the ankles. Nice, so just take them out in front of you. A few ankle circles. A few rolling up and down. Cool. So I hope you guys found that useful. Thank you for joining me and watching that video. Please remember to look after your feet as best you can. So doing those exercises every day or once or twice a week will really, really help. Please feel free to send in your progress or videos or any queries that you may have on those exercises. Yeah, keep washing your hands, keep staying positive. Enjoy the rest of your week and thank you for all the love. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.